Hi, I'm Hayley Solich from the Creaticians, and today I'm going to speak to you about how to get your creative juices flowing. First of all, to get your creative juices flowing, you need to be operating in the right hand side of your brain. The left hand side is for your linear and analytical processing, but creativity happens in the right side of your brain. So the things that stimulate the right side of your brain are images, colors, sounds, the touch and feel, the textures of things. So to get those creative juices flowing, you need to engage with these kinds of things. So here's my tips on how to do that. Number one is surround yourself with beautiful things and engage with nature. Nature is absolutely full of creative ideas. I remember sitting at a lagoon one day, I looked across the water and on the other side was just a hill covered in trees. And suddenly I realized that those trees were making a pattern. And that pattern is something that I've probably seen on hundreds of different designs out there, and it occurred to me designers must be stimulated by what they see in nature, that they recreate it in the fabrics that we use. So get out into the garden, go to the beach, go to the forest and have a good look. Lie under a tree, watch the way that the light comes through the leaves, that the leaves each are individual shapes, that they have little veins through them and that they're individually shaded, they have different color tones in them, and the way that the green leaves in contrast with the brown trunks of the trees. Have a look at nature. It's got so many wonderful things. And flowers, for example, you're engaging your sense of smell as well. To stick your nose in a rose bloom that's just so fragrant is just amazing, and it makes you feel good too. So engage with nature and have a look at nature and go, how is it working? Because it is a source of creative inspiration. Number two, listening. We want to engage our ears because that brings a sense as well, and music brings such an emotional response in us. So go and find your favorite piece of music and put it on, or go and find a piece of music that you don't normally listen to and see how it affects you, see how it inspires you. For example, opera, if you don't listen to opera, can really be an experience, or an orchestra, or Indian music, or other cultural music. Use music as a source of inspiration and see what happens. And you know what? You can get down in your bedroom, nobody's going to notice, nobody's going to be telling you off for it. Just enjoy the music, let it soak you and let it see what it bubbles up and comes to the surface. Tip number three, have a look at what other people are doing that's creative, because it will inspire you. I'm a member of redbubble.com, which is an Australian art gallery online, and it is fantastic. I go in there and I just look at what other photographers and artists are doing, and I just go, you know, it just creates it sends off a whole lot of creative processes in me. So go to an art gallery, get online and have a look at some of the art galleries online. Look at photographers' work, look at artists' paintings, look at other graphic designers' work. Read other people's stories, read other people's poetry, read other people's white papers if you're wanting to be creative in business. Have a look at the way other people are doing it. You know, if you're looking for marketing ideas and you want to have a creative marketing process, see how other people are marketing their business, because it will send something off in you that'll get you moving and motivated. So look at other people's work and be inspired. Number four, go and write yourself a list, and don't just use words, but actually get your pencils out and do some pictures and do a mind map, a list of what you would be doing if you were somebody else and that person was creative. Because sometimes we get stuck in the thought about being creative, but if we imagine ourselves as someone else who's being creative, it helps us. You know, role play helps to engage that child part in us, which is, children have no problem with creativity, so engage the play part in you. Imagine you're someone else who's very creative, and what would they be doing? What kind of things would they be doing? And mind map it, stick it down on a piece of paper and draw the pictures and draw the little branches coming off with all the ideas connected to it. And before you know it, you will have a creative idea of what you can do. Number five is to write a list of descriptive words or potential titles for whatever it is you might be wanting to do. If I want to do a piece of music, often I start with an emotion. or I start with an experience that I remember. And then from that, I build something out of it. I might start with the music, or I might start with the words. It doesn't matter. Sometimes our creative process is from the outside in. We have the whole picture and we just are recreating what we've already seen in our imagination. Or we start from the inside and we work it out. And from the inside, we just have an inspirational thought and we just go with the flow of that and we see what evolves out of that. And often my music's like that. I just have a creative thought and I start, and then amazingly, as I add bits and pieces to that, it takes shape. It's a bit like a tapestry. You look from the underside and it looks all messy, but you look at the top and it's a lovely in focus picture. So and this brings me to my very final point today, is once you've done all those 5 things, try not to judge your work. There is a place for you to go, be a little bit critical and to move things around and to polish, but you know, creative process, try not to judge your work, because it can hinder you from presenting it to the world, and you just don't know who you're going to inspire through your work, regardless of how good or bad you think it might be. Just embrace it as part of who you are and an expression of yourself. So that's my tips for today. Get down to thecreaticians.com if you need more help, or you want to just connect with me. You can follow me. I'm on Twitter as Women Can. I'm on Facebook as The Creaticians on the fan pages. So subscribe now. I'm on YouTube channel, The Creaticians. I'd love to connect with you. Have a fantastic day, and if I have inspired you and you do something creative, photograph it, video it, record it and send me a copy. I'd love to see your work.